looks them right in the eye, gives them a smile and a celebration, and it can be really reassuring for them.
And perhaps, Coach, with so many newcomers, that's the only way it could have worked. If she tried to come in and be the leader when they had 4 or 5 seniors returning, it may not have worked out as well.
Completely agree. I think she's filling the space that was available, that existed, and needed to fill much bigger space than a team with a lot of veterans, like a Texas.
And that also, of course, went into her decision to transfer from Tennessee here, the opportunity to play right away and play in this environment.
Well, yeah, she'd play right away wherever she went, but to play here in the Devaney Center, now that's something special. I know Nebraska players who've come back, and they're awfully jealous to see what the facilities are like now, even from a couple of years ago.
Totally revamped for the volleyball team as the basketball teams moved from here into the new arena downtown over next to the football stadium.
And look at San Diego coming right out and jumping on it, just what they would need to do if they want to extend this match. Got to put Nebraska on its heels.
And in fact, 3 points. This is their largest lead of the match, and then
of course
has been the story for them tonight. They hurt themselves.
Yeah, once you get a streak like that, you got to make the other team earn its way out of it. They're obviously having some trouble. That's how you get a streak.
Only looking for Ferrari, and they did not link up properly on that.
Some confusion. You can see them, and now Coach Brent Hilliard comes out, and he's telling her where to adjust from. She, of course, prefers to approach off one foot instead of off of 2. But that time she approached off 1 with the confusion. There's the 1-footed approach.
And instead they try Hollins the other way, and it is sent right back.
Yep, Hollins is not going to win that battle much. She's hitting now dead 0, 6 kills and 6 errors. And of course, Nebraska's been leaving her one-on-one a lot.
Looking at Brown, and that's stuffed. Robinson right back. So after the 3-0 lead, 4 unanswered for the Huskers.
And remember how it started? Serve into the net. And if you're going to miss a serve, please miss it over the net. It'll hit somebody on the way out of bounds. Mr. Net is your worst enemy. Do not hit it in the net.
At least give them a chance to make a mistake on the other side, right?
Let them call it out, or call it in, or hit somebody. That is the worst thing you can do.
I remember, was it 3 or 4 years ago when Nicole Fawcett practically was going underhand just to make sure. This was in the national championship, just to make sure it was going to get in.
It was that huge night that I get goosebumps every time I think about playing in Omaha. 17,430 for a couple of semis. First Texas Stanford. Stanford came back from down 2-0. Then Penn State up 2-0, and it all ties up. And Nebraska could have gone up 11-9, and then Nicole Fawcett switched away, went very conservative with her serve. Call it the Final Four float, and got an ace with it, and got them back in the match. And that was their Penn State's only loss of the season, and only 2 sets loss of the season.
Finished up undefeated to win the national championship, 1 of 4 in a row, and 1 of 5 overall for Penn State.
All right, we'll see how Nebraska is going to do with their defense, how much they're going to focus behind.
Haggerty in the middle. And oh, by the way, we found out today that we will be headed back to the Quest Center in a couple of years for the national championship. Next year, Oklahoma City. Next weekend, up in Seattle.
Yeah.
And the service error, the first of the night. There is Jarrett Elliott checking out the match, and the texts as well. And Salima Rockwell there next to him, assistant coach.
That multitasking there.
And the pizza box right next to him. It's a glamorous life, folks. There it is. Yeah. They were winners earlier tonight over American. Had their hands full with the Patriot League champs.
And if Nebraska is able to close this out, obviously they've already played once.
Yep.
But it was early in the season. Nebraska, young, they've improved a lot. I think Texas has improved, but that match was on Texas home court. Tomorrow's, if Nebraska can win this, obviously a totally different atmosphere.
Texas has, in fact, beaten both of these teams. And, boy, after being error-free behind the service line through the first 2 sets, that's 2 in their last 2 servers. In some ways, Karch, to down 0-2, do you find to help you focus even more if you're on the 0-2 side trailing that, hey, we really can't think any far ahead?
You better be jumping on the bus really quickly. It will definitely help focus the mind. One of the things, though, is you have to believe at the start of the match we are capable of beating this team. And all that is really necessary at 2-0 is to work our tails off at winning the next point for 25 plays. The other thing San Diego has to think is we are closer than we have ever been. As much as we're down 2-0, we're closer than we've ever been to a regional final. We've worked so hard this season, and that counts for a lot. And they've got to stick with their game and their game plan, which is running behind the setter a lot, go with their strengths, and trust that those strengths can get them beyond this match.
Trying to get to it, Oliveira to get it back up. Point Nebraska, even at 10.
There was a question as to whether that block was a touch or not, and so Nebraska decides to send it over, and you've done something tricky if you can fool this very strong San Diego defense.
Ferrari off the block.
Killed by Chloe Ferrari. Point San Diego. Into the trail lineup, Alicia Brown.
Ferrari now 10 kills, and early in this match, Nebraska was having some success. Since then, Ferrari's been chipping it around and hitting it off their forearms. Nebraska can't get a good setup on her. Whoa, confusion.
Ralston up. And drills it.
Yeah, Alicia Brown, number 3, the blocker for San Diego, getting fooled on that play.
We've talked a little bit about that 5-1 hybrid. We've seen them bringing 2 setters in and out of the match. Bonomi trying to set it up. It's a situation that has worked so well for them all season long. Can they get things synced up here in the third? Cole Miller. Hall in the middle. Oliveira got it. Long on the swing. Point USD.
Oliveira, what a nice move. Misconnection. And she got her hand under that one, no question. San Diego, you got to work your tail off to get that ball down on their side of the net. It took a number of swings there, and you saw Nebraska get a little impatient and hit that Ralston hit that last ball out, thinking I've got to do even more to get the ball down, and that's when you start doing less. Now there's service error.
Service errors are piling up. 10 of them now for San Diego. 10 points they've given to the Huskers. Getting the kill is Alicia Brown. USD up 1.
That was a nasty serve. Really nice adjustment by Robinson. Did you see how she stepped back and then dove forward? Her hard work made everything in that point. That's the kind of leadership she's been providing for Nebraska.
And the tip, the pancake this time from Juan Orantes.
Diego is asking if the pancake by Juan Orantes on this side of the net was good or not. They're asking the head referee to at least check with the linesperson.
From San Diego. Oh, is it going to be? For that would be San Diego. Okay, that's what I said.
Yeah, to me it looked like a good play right there. Yep. Libros in the last two plays.
Both with a couple of cakes.
Couple of cakes. Need a little syrup. Real maple, preferably.
Yes. Vermont, if you can get it.
And not that I can't believe it's not butter stuff. You got to have the real thing. So yeah, a couple of short stacks there, and we're ready to go.
Even at 14, and we've been back and forth this entire third set. 10 ties and 3 lead changes. Robinson had that big first set, and they've been able to keep her in check a little bit since. And it is San Diego that will take the lead into the break here, midway through the third. Torero's trying to stay alive. Back here in Lincoln. And a 1-point lead for San Diego. Let's go back to that last point.
Yep, and Nebraska's blocking system gets a little broken down. Megan Haggerty, who is a veteran middle blocker, but watch number 20 in white on your screen. She's going to jump at nothing. There's nobody to block there. And you just cannot leave one-on-one situations on these very effective hitters for San Diego. Chloe Ferrari. And of course, Hookman, they've been scoring a lot with that. So you got to be really clean and really disciplined, or you leave the door open for San Diego to keep it close and sneak a couple at the end of this set, which extends the match, which you don't want to do against a really good team.
Robinson gets it blocked. Hollins into the antenna, point Nebraska. Robinson with a dozen kills, Haggerty with 10 for Nebraska. San Diego has Ferrari in double figures with 10. And the defenses have been making the plays, neither side hitting real well here in the third. Back out to Hollins. Just the one blocker was there, and it was the setter.
And that's okay. If I'm Nebraska, I'd say that's fine. We want to make her beat us, even if it's one-on-one. She has not had a lot of success in this match. She's 7 kills, but 8 errors. You're going to let that hitter hit all day long against you.
Robinson beats the double. Point Nebraska.
And watch, San Diego's just sending 2 blockers right in front of Kelsey Robinson, but no success.
12th tie of the set. Along with 4 lead changes, and the Toreros jump back on top by 1. Oliveira to serve. Paul Miller over to Rawson. Point Huskers.
Number 8 for San Diego that time, Alvey, who is their front row setter in their hybrid 5-1 offense. She was trying